nothing, what a shame. Whatever happened to making it young?
Trying to find secrets behind, buried in your mind, with no critical sound. Oh, you do, if you were me, and I was you, I guess it's me cause you're not me, and I'm like somewhere in your head, searching in your brain, searching in your head, has me feeling sort of bad. I really don't care about the fear, my little friend.
Hey folks, I'm back and it's been a minute. Record store day was 8 days ago, but it's been a rough 8 days. I'm not going to lie, the migraines have been raging this week and I have not felt up to doing anything, and I haven't, but I'm feeling pretty decent at the moment. And so I thought we'd go ahead and do this video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Record Store Day and show you what I got, pop some stuff open, and do kind of a deep dive on it. So Wednesday before Record Store Day is when it all started for me. That was the day when I got off work. I went down to Better Days Records, and I went down there and pulled to the best of my ability, I tried to pull one copy of every record that they had for Record Store Day. That took a while, and yeah, it's a little bit of a job. So I did that on Wednesday night, then went back on Thursday and shot the videos because there are a lot of records. And this time around, there were a lot of really good records. And so it was a lot of fun. And I was glad to be able to take part of it. And glad that Mandy Morielli could join me. And if you're wondering, where's that video? I am kind of going back and forth between here and TikTok. And I put all those videos out on TikTok to try to see if I could get more eyes on the records. I don't know if that actually works or not. Yeah, just try and do something different. I will tell you, it took 18 TikToks to do all of Record Store Day. So, but regardless, I do this for fun. I had fun doing it. Got to hang out with Mandy, which is always cool. And so then Saturday, I uploaded all the TikToks on Thursday night and Friday. Get to Saturday, and it was fun. It went in early and shot some video. Didn't know it really. I wasn't aware that he was going to have 3 bands playing there on Saturday, and got some footage. By now you've seen I got footage of them. The last band, Veil, even gave me a EP of theirs. I appreciate that. I liked all 3 bands. Veil, I really liked that lead guitar sound. But I enjoyed, I thought all 3 bands were doing interesting things musically. So what about the Record Store Day records? I was very lucky. I got my top 3 picks. I was having a little trouble between my 2 and 3 were flip-flopping in my head. Which one did I want to did I have to have? And it ended up that, of course, Mandy, bless her heart, sent me a message and said, here's a donation to your record buying funds. Just don't spend it on metal. just don't waste it on metal. That's great, because the third album I wanted wasn't metal. It was Marty Stewart and his Fabulous Superlatives. And yeah, I love this band. Saw them in 2017. They were fantastic. The hype sticker says, first full instrumental album, double LP, limited edition, all recordings previously unreleased. His band, the Fabulous Superlatives, are outstanding. Of course, led by Kenny Vaughan, fantastic guitarist. Seems kind of unusual for a country act, but that's okay. Let's pop this thing open and take a look. Here is the cover without all the glare. I always pop my shrink, and then I'll save the hype stickers and put them in the sleeve that I put it in. So the cover looks great. We get an insert, very kind of almost psychedelic type insert, and this picture. The records come in a black sleeve. It is not polylined on a limited edition black vinyl. Custom center rings. They look good. I don't see a lot of dust on them or anything like that. Sometimes coming out of the pressing plants, some of them aren't as clean as others, I guess. There's the second one. Looks clean as a whistle too. So the third album was the last one that I picked up. And I picked it up. I decided to get it when Mandy sent me that message. And that's important to the story because I'm on the other side of the store and I see it. I know where it's at. So I started walking over there. I hadn't got about 10 feet. I see someone pull it off the wall. And there's one behind it. Okay. So let me try to get across the store and get over to it. I'm within about 5 feet of it. There are two people in between me and the person in the very front grabs a copy. Thankfully, there was one more copy left, so that was the last one. Now the other two were no problem. I'm a little surprised. I thought this album would fly off the shelf, and that's the Judas Priest Live in Atlanta, 82. How was, because I picked up a copy for me, and I picked up a copy to send out to Scott Waters, and even with picking up two copies, there was one left at the time that I left the store around midday. So I was out there for quite a while, and yeah, I was afraid this one would be the one that would be really sought after. So here it is without the glare. Very intricate artwork. Looks fantastic. Okay, some interesting inner sleeves. Here's the first one. And here is the second one. So, Screaming for Vengeance artwork. And track listings with some credits. And it looks like, well, writing credits anyway. Let's take a look at the vinyl itself. Okay, it's a red, pretty standard red vinyl. Okay. Custom centerings, definitely. That's more of a front centering. Whereas this looks like a ticket. Judas Priest at the Omni. At 8, looks like 8 o'clock. Row H, seat 14. And I'm curious about the centering. Okay, yeah. So same thing on this one. Standard centering. Well, still a custom centering, but more of the standard track listing type thing. And then the ticket stub centering on the back. And $11. No refund, no exchange. How many times would you lay down $11 to see Judas Priest? That's a pretty good deal. I guess for 82, I guess it was maybe a lot more. Maybe it was a little bit more back in 82, but I tell you what, I wasn't really buying concert tickets at that point. I was in high school, but really not going to a lot of concerts. And finally, my number one album, which I've not seen a whole lot of people show. We had all kinds of copies, so, and I'm glad to have gotten one of them. Emmylou Harris, Spy Boy. This is live album, the Wrecking Ball tour. Of course, while I love Emmylou, she's Buddy Miller is all that. I have him right up there at the top of my country list with Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. He is so awesome. Such a great guitarist. And he was the guitarist and band leader here. And, man, here is a guitar solo on Deeper Well. Just fantastic. So I've had this on CD for the longest. And I'm glad to have it on vinyl. It definitely, I never wavered in what my number one album was on this list. Okay, so here's Emmylou without the shrink. And unlike the other two, this actually has a fold-out gatefold. Okay, so that's a lot of individual shots of band members. Very cool. Okay, I don't think I'm a fan of these sleeves at all. I'll definitely be switching them out. We'll pull it out. Of course, you can see that it's just black vinyl. The just has side A, side B, and Spy Boy on one side, and then pictures on the other custom centering. And yeah, very basic. And no track listing, just side A, side B, and then just a picture on the other side. I'm not going to pull out the other one. It just says side C, side D on one side, and has more of a band shot on the back. But we're not really worried about that. We're more worried about just we want a good record, and I'm just glad to have it on vinyl. I'm a little surprised. I don't know that I thought that this would be the type of album that would get a record store day pressing, but it did, and I'm glad it did because I do love the album. I just didn't think there were that many other people that probably held it in as high esteem as I do. But yeah, it was a great list. There were a lot of other records that I kind of drooled over. Come into mind, the Dokken, the Saxon, come to mind the quickest, but there were some others as well. The Charlie Brown stuff, lots of good stuff. So anyway, that was my record store day. I had a great time. It was always great to hang out with people like Ben, the owner, and talk to some of the bands, hang out with Mandy, hang out with Dave. Oh, and I forgot to mention, a buddy of mine from high school brought his son up for record store day, and I just happened to be in there when they come through, and it was good to see him. I think we're planning a record store trip in a couple months, and that'll be fun. And yeah, so anyway, here is the box of records that Scott sent me. I don't know whether to call it trade or VCLT. It's somewhere in between, because he just sent some stuff extra just to send some stuff extra. and I appreciate him for that. I definitely got the better end of this deal. I do have a little surprise going in his box, but it's not going to equal what he sent me. So what did Scott send me? He sent me 4 albums. The first one is this album, Kick-Axe Vices. And this was kind of one that he wanted to send me because I don't know Kick-Axe at all. Looks cool. There's some stuff in here. So we got the Patriarchs in Black postcard sort of looking deal. I need to check out this band. I have not picked up any of the stuff yet, but man, this looks like it'd be great. So I'm definitely going to be trying that band out. Got a Boone's Overstock card that's got some stuff I've already got, some more stuff that I'd like to have. They keep they keep my wallet kind of empty. Yeah, here's that Kick-Axe. Maybe you can see a little better outside of the plastic sleeve. Oh, I've never seen this label before. So this is on some label that I can't pronounce. I was about to say pasta, but I think it's actually Posh. Pasha? How would you pronounce that? But man, I'm super excited about this second one. This is Raven, and it may be the first Japanese pressing that I've got. Out of all my records, I don't really do Japanese pressings. At least my first Japanese vinyl pressing. I do have some Japanese Striper CDs. So it's got an Obi strip on it. Okay, it's on A&M. Man, this thing is spotless. Doesn't look like it's ever been played. But this is a band that I've got to know from watching his channel. Kind of late to the Raven party, but I do have their last couple albums on CD. What is it? Metal City, and I can't remember. There was one after that. But yeah, excited about this. The next two are albums that I really wanted, and brand new like they are. They would have cost me more, good $20 or more, $30 more than what the Judas Priest set me back. So like I said, I got the better end of this deal, definitely. Volume 1 of Rocks Records Presents Gems. These albums are split records that have demos by these bands. So the two bands for the first record, Volume 1, is Soldier and Taker. This does come in a polyline sleeve. And Volume 1 is on a yellow vinyl. There's that custom centering. Looks awesome. Can't wait to play it. Definitely want to I'll probably keep up with this series, try to keep up with this series and get them all. I like stuff like this. I have a complete series on the Rocks Underground series that they did some years back. And I plan on doing the same thing with this. So I'm very excited to have this. Very excited to have Volume 2. And yeah. Let me get that out of the shrink. Out of the sleeve and the shrink. Scott was very careful to sign it and keep the shrink intact, but we all know I don't keep shrink. I'll cut out that little. So here it is. You can see it a little better. Man, that looks cool. I like the way he signed it. Yeah. Here's the back. I am much more familiar with Ultimatum and the Musketeers than I am the first two bands. Again, polyline sleeve. And this is on a green vinyl. Looks awesome. Great centerings. Custom centerings. Ah, very cool. Scott, I don't know if this came in all of them or not. Or did he tell me that he found this? This is an old Ultimatum photo. Very cool. I've got a few. I've got a nice little Ultimatum collection. And I've got another photo that he sent me, but I didn't have this one. I've not seen this before. So very, very cool. And I am so thankful, Scott. Thank you for everything you sent. Yeah, I'm a little distracted because of Aretha. Aretha's over here. Whenever I turn this phone on to record a little video, she thinks I'm talking to her, I think. So she's coming to get involved. Did you really have to throw that on the floor? Well, of course you did. So anyway, thank you for sticking out this video. I know it's long. I know it's late. But again, that's life. And I hope everybody's doing well. And if you're struggling, just know you're not alone. And we'll just keep trudging on. That's what we do, isn't it? That's what we do. Yeah. Anyway, have a great week. And until we do this again, peace.